Okay, so we can begin with the webinar now. Good evening to all the panelists and attendees. I'm Sakshi Verma, an alumnus of Ritsumeikan and Asia Pacific University. And today we are here for the Global Network Project for University of Tokyo India Office. This project aims to attract students primarily from Southeast Asia to encourage them to pursue their higher studies in Japan. This program is sponsored by MEXT, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. In today's webinar, we've been joined by a couple of renowned universities in Japan. Each of these universities will give a 20 minutes of presentation about their programs offered at undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral levels, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A session. Students are free to ask questions in the Q&A box and not the chat section. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation, and we will collect these questions and address them during the Q&A session at the end of each presentation. Please be sure to use the Q&A feature to submit your queries. And I also request all the panelists to please make sure to turn off your videos and audios while you're not presenting. We will send in the questionnaire in the chat box, and it will take only 3 minutes. So I would request all of you to please fill in the form and send the same. Now, I would like to ask Ms. Khushi, who is also a sub-facilitator with us today, to please share the agenda slide.
Thank you, Ms. Sakshi. I'll share the agenda slide right away. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Khushi-san, thank you so much. So today, today's session is of about 2 hours. And first, we are going to learn about this project by Ms. Sakshi Roy from University of Tokyo India Office, followed by the presentation from 4 Japanese universities, which are Tokyo International University, Hiroshima University, University of Tokyo, and Kyoto University of Advanced Science. So I would like to ask Ms. Sakshi to give a short introduction about the program.
Thank you, Ms. Sakshi. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Study in Japan, session 11. So I'm Sakshi from the University of Tokyo India Office. So first of all, before giving you a brief information about our project, I would like to thank all of you. It's a great pleasure for us that you have participated in our webinars. Thank you for supporting our online sessions by attending. And I would like to thank all our panelists today from prestigious Japanese university. Thank you very much for contributing into this webinar series. As our facilitator, Ms. Sakshi Verma has already introduced that this project, Study and Work in Japan, is hosted by the University of Tokyo India Office and sponsored by MEXT, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. From our online webinar series, our mission is to introduce nearly 30 plus esteemed universities to you and to assist you to study and work in Japan. So I must tell you that Japan has some of the best universities in the world, whether it is the University of Tokyo, Hiroshima University, KUAS, TIU, Kyoto University, Osaka University, and many more Japanese universities, which we have already introduced to you in our webinars, in our previous webinars, have been ranked among the top universities in the world. So it's really a great opportunity for all of you to participate in our webinars, and you can also ask your queries to the representatives of each university. So lastly, I would like to add one important point here, that there are so many of you joining us, and it's been difficult for us to answer all of your queries during the webinar. So it's better if you can note down the contact addresses of each university. And if your questions hasn't been answered during the session, you can contact them later by writing them. So please listen to each and every presentation very carefully. Also, today in this session, I'm going to introduce the University of Tokyo with you. So please stay till the end. We have a lot of useful information to share with you. And we hope you'll enjoy the experience and will receive a beneficial information from our webinars. So thank you very much, and please enjoy today's session.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sakshi, for providing us the full insights of what this program is all about. So moving on, can we have the agenda slide, please? Thank you so much. So next we have a presentation by Tokyo International University. Tokyo International University, or TIU, is a private research-oriented liberal arts university in collaboration with Tokyo University in Greater Tokyo area that is regarded as one of the most international institutions for higher learning in Japan. TIU was founded in 1965 with a focus on business and commerce, and upon earning the accreditation from the Ministry of Education, the college has grown into a private university and now encompasses 5 undergraduate schools and 4 graduate schools in the Greater Tokyo area. And to represent this university, today we've been joined by Ms. Darren Biggs, who is a senior admissions officer. So Darren, could you please share the insights into the university? Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for the kind introduction, and thank you all for your time. We really appreciate you joining us, and I hope that my presentation will give you a lot more insight into our English medium degree programs and encourage you to join us on campus here at TIU. Before I go into my PowerPoint, I want to share some links with you in the chat box, just in case some of you get disconnected or have to leave early. Hope you can stay for the whole event, but just in case, want to make sure that you have these links. The first link I'm going to share with you is our homepage link, and then I'm going to share a registration link so that you can participate in our free online mock class, which is going to take place on October 1st. I'll talk more about that later in my presentation, and then I will send through the chat the contact information of our TIU India representative. So there is a TIU representative in India that you can contact. You don't have to worry about the time difference as much, so it's very convenient for you. But I'll also send you our contact information for our Tokyo-based eTrack Admission Center and our social media links on Facebook and YouTube. So here we go, and they are in the chat now. Okay, so now I will start showing my PowerPoint. One moment, please. Okay, you should be able to see my PowerPoint now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So once again, my name is Darren, Senior Admissions Officer at Tokyo International University, and I'm happy to talk to you about our English track program, which offers degree programs taught entirely in English. Now, we have bachelor's degrees and master's and PhD programs, but for this presentation, I'm going to be focusing on our bachelor's degree programs. If you're interested in master's or PhD degrees, please do send us an email. We're happy to chat with you. You can also check out more information on our website, but forgive me for now, I'm going to be focusing on bachelor's degree programs. Okay, so TIU was founded in 1965. And of course, we have Japanese medium programs, but in the spirit of our mission, which you can see here, in the spirit of nurturing international-minded global leaders who will lead society into the future, we created the English track program in 2014. So the program itself is new. It's less than a decade old. And when we first started, we had a modest number of students in our first batch, less than 50, less than 50. But in this very short time, we really just expanded drastically in size and scope. And this is a testament to the quality of our programming and the quality of our education. And we're very happy to say that now we have over 1,400 international students on campus. This is more than 20% of the entire student population at TIU. And they represent 75 nationalities all over the world. And our international faculty is very diverse, with faculty coming from outside of Japan. 75% of faculty coming from outside of Japan. And because of this international environment, we've been recognized by Times Higher Education as being the 4th most international university in the Tokyo metro area. And we're going to work hard to continue improving and expanding this international environment, because this international environment is a key component of your education. You're going to learn a lot in class. Sure, you'll learn a lot through your textbooks and through your lectures, but through the interaction with your international classmates, there's a whole other level of learning on an academic, but also on a personal and professional level, because these international friends at TIU can also become your international professional network, which is very important for your career success. So we are located in the greater Tokyo area, or the Tokyo metro area. Our campus is in a city called Kawagoe in the prefecture of Saitama, which is a very easy train ride to central Tokyo. It takes about 40 minutes to take the train between our Kawagoe campus and central Tokyo. But I'm happy to say that in fall 2023, we're going to have a brand new campus in central Tokyo in a location called Ikebukuro. Now, if you've been to Tokyo or if you read about Tokyo, you may have heard about Ikebukuro because it is one of the major commercial hubs of central Tokyo. So if you want to take courses in business or technology or international relations or intercultural communication, the kinds of courses that we offer in the eTrack program, then this is an ideal backdrop because there is a great amount of diversity in Ikebukuro, and there is a lot of economic activity being one of the major commercial hubs. Now, the image that you're seeing here is a digital rendering. The campus is still under construction, but it is on track to open in 2023. And if you enroll in 2023, then you will be the first Ikebukuro batch. So it's a very exciting time for TIU. Now, Tokyo is an amazing city, and it consistently ranks high in various global city rankings. So when you talk about GDP, when you talk about economic activity, you're going to see Tokyo in these kinds of lists because it is the capital of the third largest economy in the world. Now, there's another list called the QS Best Student Cities list, and for 2023, Tokyo again ranked in the top 10 best cities for students. Now, in this ranking, there are various subcategories, and in the subcategory of employer activity, Tokyo ranked #1. So what that means for you is opportunity, right? So while you're studying at TIU, there are many opportunities for internships, for part-time jobs, and also there are many opportunities to get a job, to get started in your career after you graduate. So again, this is just another reason why Tokyo is ideal. In addition, Tokyo is just a fun place to be. There are so many places to explore, and exploring Tokyo and the surrounding area will be a very important part of your student life. So I'll give you an example. On a given Saturday or Sunday, you and your friends can jump on the train and take a trip to Asakusa, which is pictured on the left. And this is a very traditional, very culturally rich part of Tokyo. It is home to the oldest Buddhist temple in the city. Many people visit this place for the beautiful architecture, to learn more about the history and local religion of Japan, but also to eat all the delicious snacks that are sold throughout the area. After you explore this area, you can get back on the train and go to Akihabara, which is the heartland of all things anime, video games, and manga. It's the otaku paradise, if you will. So if you're interested in Japanese popular culture, then you definitely want to check out Akihabara, and also Ikebukuro, which is famous for popular culture. So these are just two examples of the many places you can see, and it is also a great example of the way Tokyo mixes the traditional and modern aspects of Japanese culture and society. Okay, so I'd like to move on to the academic programs offered through eTrack. We have 3 majors that are taught entirely in English. These are 4-year programs, fully accredited and internationally recognized. We have a business economics major, that's a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Science in Digital Business and Innovation, and a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations. Now, business economics is designed to help you gain the skills and knowledge you need to succeed in the international business world. Now, each of our majors has what's called focus areas or concentration modules. So for business economics, there are the focus areas of management, marketing, economics, finance, and entrepreneurship. Now, these are not strict tracks that you have to follow. For example, if you like management, it doesn't mean that you can only take management courses. That's not what it means. These are guidelines to help you select the courses that best fit your interests and your professional goals. So if you want to be a finance expert, sure, you can take as many classes as you can in the finance focus area. But if you want to do something like manage a marketing firm, well, then it makes more sense to divide your time between management and marketing courses to maximize your skills in those areas. So there's flexibility in our majors in that regard. So that was business economics. And next is digital business and innovation. This is a new major. We started it in 2020, and right out of the gate, it has proven to be incredibly popular because it is not a traditional computer science degree. While we do have programming courses, but it's better to think of it as like a hybrid between an IT degree and a business degree, because students will learn how to innovate new products and services in the digital world using the most up-to-date technology. So the focused areas include digital marketing, analytics, finance, fintech, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and more. And last but not least is the international relations major. If you are interested in global issues, the causes of these issues, the possible solutions to these issues, such as conflict between nations, poverty, climate change, and so forth, this is a really good major to get into, because while exploring these global issues and challenges, you also gain career critical skills in leadership, research, and communication, and more. These are highly valued skills, valued by companies in a wide range of industries. And so if you major in international relations, you can be poised to start a career in a wide range of fields. And I'll get more into career prospects in a later slide. The focus areas for international relations are global governance, international politics, security issues, and culture and society, including Japanese culture and society. You do not need to know any Japanese language to apply or enroll. You can start as an absolute beginner in Japanese. That's okay. This is, after all, an English medium degree program. And if you are starting as a beginner, you will have to take an elementary Japanese course in your first semester. That is required. But after that, if you feel like Japanese is not necessarily for your professional goals, you have the option of taking other classes instead of Japanese language. But if you would like to stay in Japan, if you would like to work for a Japanese company, then of course it is highly, highly recommended that you keep taking our Japanese courses all the way until graduation. And if you do, and if you work hard at it, you could potentially take the JLPT level N1 test. Okay, you can also take electives in the other majors, right? So if you're majoring in one major, you can still take courses in the other majors to further customize your education. So here's an example. I was talking to a student who is a major in business economics, but she had a dream of returning to her home country and working for a distributor of manga and anime in her home country. So naturally, she took the Japanese popular culture course offered through the IR major, or the international relations major. So this is a great flexible system that we have in the eTrack program. We also have study abroad locations all around the world, over 330 locations. So if as a TIU student, you want to spend a summer or a semester or a year in the US or in Australia or in the UK or wherever else in the world, we have many options, then this is definitely possible. And our International Exchange Office will help you find a location that fits you. We are very proud of our world-class faculty. The academics of any given program is only as good as the faculty that teaches that program. And we're very proud, again, to have a diverse faculty who have credentials from top-ranking institutions from around the world. So I'm just going to give you a few examples. Professor Matsuo comes from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Professor Ishiguro from University of Sheffield, Professor Kulkarni from the Indian Institute of Technology, and Professor Tan from the Singapore Management University. And just a few more examples again, Professor Lamont from University of Glasgow, Professor Edmonds from UC Berkeley, Professor Green from University of Arizona in the US and King's College London, and Professor Shin from National University of Singapore, who also has a master's from University of Delhi. So we also have professors who are very well known and who well known in India and who also know India very well. Okay, so I'd like to talk about student life. How does TIU support you, and how can you make friends and have a good life as a student? We have an international exchange office, as I mentioned earlier, and we provide a range of support for you, from airport pickups to medical assistance to housing information, to helping you open a bank account, to helping you through the visa application process. We also have a peer assistant network, which means senior students helping new students. So when you come to TIU as a new student, there will be a team of senior students to help you adjust to life in Japan. Like, you know, if you need to learn how to ride the train or how to go shopping at the supermarket, all these little things our students, our peer assistants can help you with. We have great facilities for making friends and socializing. The English Plaza, for example, is an English-only space. So what that means is Japanese TIU students will come here hoping to practice their English and make friends with international students. So this is a good place for you to make friends with them and with other international students. And we also have a Japanese Plaza, which is a Japanese-only space. You can talk with Japanese students here and also get tutoring services from Japanese instructors. If you follow like a vegetarian diet or a halal diet, we do have halal and vegetarian options on campus. And there are also many vegetarian and halal options around campus, both in the Kawagoe area and also in the Ikebukuro area. So if you follow such a diet, please don't worry. There are options for you. We also have lots of clubs and circles that you can get involved with. If you like sports, if you like the arts, if you like personal computing, if you like photography, dance, etc., there's a wide range of clubs that you can get involved with. And we really encourage you to do so because, again, it's a great way to make friends and practice your Japanese. A few clubs that I'd like to highlight include the Model United Nations Club. So if you are interested in learning about the United Nations, and if you want to develop your team building skills, your leadership skills, your communication skills, then this is a good club to get involved with. It's a competitive varsity club that has won awards at conferences at home and abroad. Below that, we have a TEDx TIU club, and we also have a Holt Prize club. Holt Prize being a globally recognized business competition, and our students have competed and have won awards in these contests. We have dorms for international students. You can stay in our dorm for the first year. When it comes time for you to find your own apartment, TIU can connect you with a trusted English-speaking housing agent. So you don't need to worry about that. You will be well supported, and you'll have plenty of information regarding housing. You do not have to live in the dorm if you don't want to, but many students choose to live in the dorm. It's a great way to ease into life and also make friends, as there are, of course, many other ETRAC students living in the dorms. Now, career support is very important to us at TIU. We want you to be successful in class. We want you to be successful after you graduate. And so through our Career Center, we offer different kinds of services like career practicum courses, which I'll explain in a little bit. There are internships, right? You can apply to internships at companies in and around Tokyo through the Career Center. We have many partners that offer internships. There's one-on-one counseling, interview practice. You can get coaching on your resume and your CV. We have information seminars and job fairs and other events. And thanks to our services, and also, of course, thanks to the hard work of our own students, in 2021 to 22, 97.6% of the international students who use the Career Center got a job offer. And so this is very, very significant number. We're very proud of it. And we congratulate our students for their achievements in this regard. So what is the career practicum that I mentioned earlier? Well, we leverage our industry partnerships to facilitate these special courses taught by both faculty and by professionals working in these companies. So in spring 2022, we partnered with Otsuka Holdings, which is a major Japanese pharmaceutical and nutraceutical company, to teach a class about addressing social issues through business ideas. And one student said it was a very valuable and collaborative experience. I learned so much that will definitely help me in the future. So this is yet another unique way that TIU provides hands-on learning. In the interest of time, I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. We have another partnership with Tech Mahindra, which is a major Indian IT company with global operations. We have offered practicum courses with them as well, and we do joint research with them. And we do field trips and we invite guest speakers. For example, on the left, some of our students met the Indian ambassador to Japan at the Indian Embassy in Tokyo. And on the right, we had a guest speaker, Mr. Daniel Russell, a former special assistant to President Obama. So these are just a few examples. Part-time work is definitely possible. Japan has a very flexible part-time work policy for international students. There are on-campus job opportunities such as tutoring, resident assistant, peer assistant, student leadership intern, and so forth. And there are off-campus examples such as language tutoring, working for stores and shops, working in food services, and more. So you can gain some experience and earn some extra cash by doing a part-time job. So as for career paths, the career paths are quite diverse, right? So business economics majors have gone into IT, sales, marketing, management, human resources. International relations majors similarly have gone into these types of jobs in the private sector. Some have also gone on to work for government agencies and consulting firms, NPOs, NGOs, education, and so forth. Digital business and innovation. Again, this is a new major, so we don't have a graduating class yet. Our first graduating class will finish in 2024, but they are on track to pursue careers in fields like IT, social media, data analytics, digital marketing, and so forth. Some students also choose to go on to master's programs because of the strong quality of our bachelor's education. We have students who have gotten offers from top programs in schools like Columbia University and George Washington University and University of Cambridge and Deakin University in Australia and also at TIU because again, we have graduate programs and also from other universities in Japan. So an education at TIU is very affordable, and you can even make it more affordable by getting a tuition reduction scholarship. So this is the cost of the first year of education, but if you get a scholarship reduction of 30, 50, 80, or 100%, you can see how it decreases your cost. And these are the cost and scholarship reductions for years 2 to 4. We have other scholarships like the United Nations Scholarship, or I'm sorry, the Model United Nations Scholarship, and other government and third-party scholarships. For eligibility, we accept different kinds of credentials, and you need an English proficiency score. The minimum is IELTS 5.5, Duolingo is 90, or TOEFL 61 if you're a first-year applicant. But please note that if you're applying as a transfer student, the requirement is a bit higher. Now, these are minimum scores, but the average admitted student typically has a higher score. So if you want to be more competitive for admission and for scholarship, please submit the best score that you can. And I apologize, I'm approaching my end time, but here's the schedule for April intake, right? There are 2 more opportunities, actually 1 more, because the September period is closing tomorrow. You have another opportunity starting from October. If you already have your final CBSE grades or other higher secondary board grades, then you follow the normal September intake, right? This also applies to A-level and international school and IB diploma students. This is the schedule for September intake. If you are applying with predicted scores in CBSE, ISCE, or other higher secondary boards, please note that you follow the same application period schedules, but the deadlines after that are a bit different. So for more information, please contact our India representative or the eTrack Admissions Center in Tokyo. So that's my presentation. Thank you very much. And we look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully we can see you on campus soon. And I will try to answer some related questions in the Q&A as we move on to the next presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Darren. That was quite informative and very detailed. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, due to time crunch, like you said, we can pick up a quick question, which is like a one question maybe. So what I was noticing is that students wants to know that does TU has any like standardized examination process to enter into the university?
You're at TIU eTrack, your admissions decision and your scholarship decision will be based on the documents that you submit. So there's an online application form with an essay question, right? And there's also your academic transcript, your letter of recommendation, and your English test score. And as an option, you can submit proof of extracurricular activities. These are the main things that comprise your application. And we base our decision on that. There is no additional test and there is no interview required.
Thank you so much, Darren. I hope this sort out your queries on the Q&A portal, I think. So we can move on with the next round of presentation. And thank you so much, Darren. And I think Darren has left his contact details on the chat box. So I would request all of you to please contact Darren if you have any further queries. And due to time crunch, we cannot take more than one question. So we apologize for that. Thank you so much. Okay, may we have the agenda slide now?
It's actually just a moment.
Sure.
I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, thank you so much, Khushi. So next we have a presentation by Hiroshima University. Hiroshima University is a national research university established in 1941 in Hiroshima, which is the first atomic bomb-stricken city in history of humankind. And after the World War II, the school system in Japan was entirely reformed, and each of the institutions of the higher education under the pre-war system was recognized. Today, we have Professor Kaushik, who is the Associate Professor of Graduate School of Advanced Science Engineering, to represent Hiroshima University for programs for our attendees. So Professor Kaushik, would you like to share your screen?
Thank you, Sakshi, for the introduction. Okay, I'll do that. Can you see the slides? Can you hear me?
Yes, Professor. We can hear you and we can see the slide. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming to this session when I would like to introduce Hiroshima University. My name is Kaushik Das. I'm an Indian. Studied my higher degrees in one of the Japanese universities, and after teaching in some of the Indian institutes for 1 decade, I came to Hiroshima University and now teaching in the Advanced Science and Engineering School. And by profession, I'm a geologist, so I teach geology. Okay, so first I would like to introduce the broad perspective of Hiroshima University. Well, we are located, I think I should have the pointer. We are located in this part of Japan. This is southwestern part of Japan, and we call it Chugoku region. And we are very well connected with most of the other cities in Japan by bullet train and flights. And also we are well connected with Southeast Asia, South Asia, and parts of Oceania. So Hiroshima University is a symbolic city of peace and history, but at the same time, this is the very old learning site in Japan. And I mean, somewhat like Nalanda in India. So we have two World Heritage Sites. One is obviously the atomic bomb site, which is called Hiroshima Peace Memorial. On your left, you can see this figure, this photograph, and it's Kushima Shrine. And as a geologist, I can tell you with some confidence that large-scale natural disasters are relatively low in Hiroshima region. We don't have nearby, we don't have any volcanoes, we don't have any earthquakes. I mean, not much of those things, large earthquakes, and also tsunami related disasters are very low in this area. So students can pursue their study and research with a bit of peace of mind here, with also the living cost is low. I'll explain it later. Hiroshima University was established in 1949, just 4 years after the atomic bombing. And as I said, Hiroshima University was the learning site for decades before that. So we were trying to, resurrect from that destruction, mass destruction. And that's why it's like the mythical phoenix who wanted to reborn. So, the emblem of Hiroshima University, this one has a leaf, which is a phoenix tree, which symbolizes our hope of rebirth. And broad overview of Hiroshima University is that it is one of the largest comprehensive research universities in Japan. And our mission is to contribute to the well-being of humankind by realizing a free and peaceful society based on the following 5 principles: the pursuit of peace, creation of new forms of knowledge, nurturing of well-rounded human beings, collaboration with local, regional, and international community, and continuous self-development. So with these broad missions, we will show you that Hiroshima University is making a steady progress as a global university, taking on worldwide challenges and strengthening its global educational network. In this slide, you can see that we have at present, we have nearly 1,638 students from 84 countries, and quite a good number of Indian students are here, as well as researchers from India. So Indian community is quite big in our university. We have international exchange agreements of different kinds, inter-university agreements with 347 institutions across 55 countries or regions, and 366 inter-faculty agreements with 51 countries. As of international exchange programs, it's an example. For example, we have a program called Hiroshima University Study Abroad program, where it's an exchange program. So the partner universities send their students to us, and we send our students to those universities for 6 months to 1 month program. Credit can be transferred in these programs to the home institution. We have HU GRIP program, where we accept students from top-level US universities. They come here for short-term research internship. So you can have a lot of chances to interact with international community outside those present in Hiroshima University. As one of the global initiatives, I would like to introduce this one, that Hiroshima University established Arizona State University, ASU, Thunderbird School of Global Management, Hiroshima University Global Initiative in August 2022. It's quite hot. It is the first attempt to establish an overseas campus on the premises of a national university in Japan. So here it's called 2+2 learning program. First, students can enter here, study 2 years in Hiroshima University, then they go to ASU for 2 years. And finally, on graduation, the certificates are given by ASU. It's on, right now, we have 2 programs, Bachelor's of Global Management or Bachelor's of Sciences in International Trade. Eligible students, international school students who are looking for a bachelor's degree program can enter in this one. High school students in Japan and international students from overseas, anyone can enter here. So next is our ranking. The Japan THE, Japan University ranking, that is the Times Higher Education ranking. Hiroshima University is ranked among 10 best universities in Japan for 2nd consecutive years. Apart from that, the THE impact rankings, which evaluates social contribution capabilities within the framework of SDGs of UN, HE ranks 3rd among Japanese universities with several other universities. THE also announced the shortlist of THE Awards Asia 2022, placing Hiroshima University the only nominee in Japan among the 8 finalists for the International Strategy of the Year category. In terms of education, research, and HU was selected as one of the type A, top type universities by the government of Japan. At the same time, this was in 2014, I suppose, and as a research university, we had been selected in 2018. This is among 22 institutions by Next. Next is our programs. I will discuss about bachelor's programs and also master's and doctoral course programs, which we club together as graduate schools. So here, undergraduate schools, the green texts are for those programs where you have some kind of English classes, but please, remember that not 100% are English. You need to have both English and Japanese classes here. So we have in the Faculty of Letters, our Graduate School of Letters, we have Humanities in English program. This is quite a bit of it is in English. Law and Politics program. In education, we have program in cross-cultural communication. In economics, we have economic analysis, which are most of them are taught in English, but not 100%, I de-emphasize. In engineering program also, there are mechanical transport system, material processing, energy transport, etc., etc. You can, it's a big list. And science, art and planetary science, I belong to this one. Dentistry, applied biological science, medicine, pharmaceutical sciences, informatics and data sciences, all these programs are, a sizable part of it is given in English. But not 100% in English. But here I would like to showcase another new initiative by Hiroshima University. It's called Department of Integrated Global Studies, and it's an integrated arts and science course where a student can have a bachelor's of arts and sciences. There are three fields where you can get graduation. One is cultural tourism, peace and communication, environment and society. All courses in this category are taught in English, and students from all over the globe learn together interdisciplinary arts and science education. In general, this one is. And you can have more information in from our homepage, sorry. And we have 4 graduate schools: humanities and social sciences, sorry, integrated science for life, advanced science and engineering, biomedical and health sciences. Here we have the programs for master's and doctoral courses, and you can go to our homepage and you can find it from this, clicking on this button. As far as campus is concerned, Higashi Hiroshima campus, we have 3 campuses. One is called Higashi Hiroshima, which is slightly away from the main Hiroshima city. And this is the largest campus that we have. It is one of the largest campuses in Japan, actually, providing a place for more than 12,000 students to study and to do research. And we have, the campus is nearly 2,500 square meters in area. This one has 9 schools and 3 graduate schools. And then we have the Kasumi campus, which holds the medical, dentistry, and pharmaceutical studies, and it's a medical treatment place also. So you can have a lot of clinical information here also. And then we have Higashi Senda campus, is the home to the law school and the Center for Peace. It provides some programs of Graduate School of Humanities and Social Sciences, such as the Management Science program, Liberal Arts Education class, and so on. From April 2023, next year, School of Law and Law and Politics program will be relocated to this Higashi Senda campus. Well, possibly you would like to know that that all these efforts of providing good, education has some cost, and your cost has to be properly appreciated. So I would show you the expenses and scholarships in the next few slides. First is that, and the fees. Undergraduate students have application fees, enrollment fees, and tuition fees. And in total, it is for undergraduate students, or even the graduate students, that means master's and PhD students, it's nearly 7,070 USD. And as you know that, most of these Japanese national university education is much cheaper than majority of the prime universities in USA and Europe, where people have to spend $30,000 to $50,000 in a year. But here it's much cheaper. And we have another category of research student, which are non-degree students. Students come from different universities for short-term research work, where they have to give some pay some monthly tuition fees, which is $250 equivalent. And in terms of reference, any Japanese private university also, the tuition fees are quite high. So here our tuition fees are pretty, low. Well, we have exemption and deferment systems for for students. For example, depending on your eligibility, we can exempt or defer the enrollment fees, this portion, which is nearly 2,350. But remember that research students doesn't have this facility. Tuition fees exemption, depending on your financial difficulties, you can apply, and we can do the waiver of tuition fees. For example, full tuition fees waiver, or sometimes half tuition fees waiver. This is also not applicable for research students. Living expenses are quite low in terms of national average in Japan. You can see that the national average is nearly 147,000 Japanese yen, where in Chugoku region in Hiroshima, it's quite low. And most of the students, I asked some of the students, they say that international students, they manage it within $1,000. And now I would like to introduce the scholarship systems. This is the Japanese government scholarship called Next Scholarships. And we have two channels. One is through Japanese embassy. So you have to, research students, undergraduate students, Japanese studies students, and teacher training students, they can apply through your nearest Japanese embassy, possibly for Indians, it's in Delhi. And then we have another channel called recommendation by universities, where we have different quotas, general quota, special quota, and super global university quota. And many of the undergraduate students of IGS, which get these scholarships from university recommendation. And you have to ask about it to our respective graduate schools, or the school where you wish to enroll. Japanese government provides nearly $1,200 per month for sustenance, and also tuition fees waiver for them. 14% of present international student in Hiroshima University gets this one. We have other scholarships, which is nearly 33% of different value and time periods for who get this one. And you have to ask about our office regarding this one. Now, we have a fantastic support system. Okay, and before that, I would like to just say a few words on this admission scholarship program. There are other Hiroshima University specific scholarship programs called HUPASP program, Excellent Student Scholarship Program, and Hiroshima University Postgraduate Advancement Project, where we provide different amounts and full, for example, full exemption of tuition fees for excellent students. We choose them, 1 per 30 students. And this one is 1 year for 4 students. And postgraduate studies, we provide quite a handful of stipends and research funds through competition. Well, now important issue is admission. Admission, we have the stepwise admission system is first you try to gather information on the graduate school. For example, this is an example of the graduate school where people want to study postgraduate courses or PhD degree or doctoral courses. So they are supposed to first contact the supervisor and look for admission information 6 months prior to application. Before 3 months, we have an international admission office called IAO system, where you have to register your information, and then after that you have to do direct communication with the host or the supervisor, and then after that you will get a notification. As step 4, you will get the notification of acceptance or rejection from the International Admission Office. And then you have to sit for examination, which is mostly online these days. How can you find out the researcher or the host or with whom you want to do your study? Is that we have in our homepage, we have a research button. From that, you can go to researcher database, and from that database, you can go directly to see the people who are teaching, training the students. Admission information you can get from this portion of our homepage. So it's admission tab is there, and many programs for where you can immediately surf.
Professor Kaushik.
Yes.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you in between. So we have a very limited number of limited time. So is it possible to wind up the presentation in another 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure. I'm almost done.
Sure. Thank you so much, Professor.
Yeah. So this is the overall flow chart for what I've explained you. And for support system, we have a tremendous support system. We have peer-to-peer supporter, where senior students support almost everything when you start to settle down in Hiroshima. Various other support systems like a tutor system, peer support room, accessibility centers. And then after graduation, we have Global Career Design Center, where assistance are given by very competent people from university and from the business community who guide the students. And our employment rate for job for undergraduate program is 80%, master's program 56%, doctoral program is 74%. So I skipped this one because I have already told about this. We have support for language. If you are interested to jack up your language ability, we have Japanese language program in Noito Institute of Global Higher Education. Student life, we provide students housing inside the campus. We have several dormitories which are partly furnished, and then we have private apartments and public housing off campus, though, both in Hiroshima city and Higashi Hiroshima city. These are quite, many of them are quite cheap. Commuting is very easy here. Many of the students commute by bicycle. In the main city, we have all sorts of transportations. It's very easy to go here and there. Meal, we have all sorts of meal available inside the university campus, including the halal meal if anyone chooses, and different countries' food. And around the university, we have 5 libraries in campus where we provide peaceful spaces for students to study. We have students do part-time jobs here. Many of the students, not only Japanese students, but the international students also. International students have interesting activities also, many times. And in a day off, you can enjoy Chugoku region, including Hiroshima city and surrounding areas. And there are many events on and off campus. That is all. Thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry, possibly I'm just on time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Kaushik. That was quite educative, and I hope our attendees has got some insight what the university and Hiroshima University has to offer. Thank you so much for that. And I've been noticing that HU has been actively replying on the Q&A queries. So I think we can skip the Q&A portal as of like Q&A session as of now. So thank you so much, Professor Kaushik. And I think Professor Kaushik has also left his contact details. So I request all of you to please contact him for any further queries.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we have the agenda slide, please?
Yes, I'll share it right away.
Sure. Sure, Sakshi-san. So next we have Ms. Sakshi, who will introduce the University of Tokyo and the programs offered at undergraduate, graduate level. So Ms. Sakshi, off you go.
Thank you, Ms. Sakshi. I'll just share my screen. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Sakshi-san.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'll skip my introduction as I've already introduced myself in the introduction speech. So today I'm going to introduce the University of Tokyo with all of you. All right, so the University of Tokyo, it can be abbreviated as Todai, Japan's top university, a world-class center for research and a vibrant academic community. So we are founded in 1877 and we have over 10 faculties, 15 graduate schools, 25 research institutes. And every year we enroll about 30,000 students, in which about 4,200 of them are international students. And our university is officially accredited by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. Oh, okay. So about our location, we are located in Bunkyo, Tokyo, Japan, and we have 4 campuses. So the Hongo campus, which is a graduate school, the Komaba campus, which is an undergraduate school, and the Kashiwa campus, which is the Graduate School of Frontier Sciences, and Shirokandai campus, which is the Institute of Medical Sciences. So about the UTokyo numbers, as of 2021, the University of Tokyo's alumni, faculty members, and researchers include 15 prime ministers, 13 Nobel Prize laureates, and 4 Pritzker Prize laureates, and 5 astronauts. So as of now in Japan, there has been total 31 Nobel Prize winners, and 13 of them are associated with the University of Tokyo, which is quite a big achievement for us. Okay, so about our alumni associations, hundreds of thousands of individuals have graduated from our university, and a wide range of UTokyo alumni have contributed greatly to the society with their accomplishments, leaving their mark in the world in various fields. So we have total 56 overseas alumni associations all over the world. And of course, if you will become the part of a university, you will be able to join the local UTokyo Alumni Association and have a lifelong relationship with the University of Tokyo. And also, alumni will also be invited to participate in a range of special activities and events organized by the alumni offices, including homecoming days. So yeah, it will be a great experience for you. So this is a brief information about our UTokyo India office. We are one of the overseas offices under the Global 30 project to open India. And our aim is to help attract excellent international students to higher education and research in Japan by collaborating and networking between overseas station offices. So we kind of provide information to Japanese universities, not only the University of Tokyo, but we can provide information for all of the Japanese universities. We organize education fairs and seminars throughout India. And our office also maintains the network of Indian and Japanese alumni of the University of Tokyo. So, as I've explained earlier in my introduction speech, that Japan has some of the best universities in the world. According to the QS World Ranking, the University of Tokyo ranked #1 in Japan and 23rd in the world, and several other Japanese universities ranked among the top 500 universities in the world. So no doubt, if you consider Japan as your study destination, you'll study in a world-class university. And as you can see in the table, there are 80 plus national universities, 90 plus public universities, and approximately 600 plus private universities offering a variety of programs in Japan. And many of the Japanese universities offer courses in English in various disciplines and do have the world's best research facilities. So here you can see in the table, we have quite a lot of faculties in graduate school. So it's quite a very diverse and comprehensive university. Not everything is taught in English, but we have approximately 20 plus graduate programs which are offered in English. So today I have a very limited time for presentation. I'll not go deeply into each and every programs and courses. Today I'll explain a few English taught programs offered by our university. So at the undergraduate level, the University of Tokyo offered only these two programs in English. The left one is SPEAK program, that is a liberal arts program of 4 years. And the right one is the global science program, which is a transfer program. So for GSC, you must have the complete basic undergraduate level classes in chemistry and at least at least two of the subjects from mathematics, physics, or biology before applying to GSC. So this is the International Multidisciplinary Engineering Graduate Program. So this program is offering advanced professional training, leading to the degrees of Masters of Engineering and Doctors of Engineering. So you'll have a unique opportunity of taking a degree from the University of Tokyo with the lectures and research conducted completely entirely in English. So this program is formed by 7 departments. So if you're interested in fields like mechanical engineering, aeronautics, electrical, chemical, so you can look for this program. And also, so students who have exceptional academic records will be awarded scholarship for this program. So this is the graduate program in intelligent information processing. So the students who are, interested in topics like AI, machine learning, data science, quantum computing, IoT, next generation network, can definitely look for this graduate program. Again, there is no need of Japanese language requirement to apply for this program. For more information, please visit the website or contact us. By the way, for enrollment in October 2023, the applications are open for the IST program. And the due date is November 4th. So if you are interested, please go ahead and apply online. So this is IPATS. It is an English language MSc and PhD program at the Graduate School of Agriculture and Life Sciences. And it offers various areas of research that constitutes the fundamentals of agriculture, development studies. So if you're interested in subjects like plant science, food science, or forestry, fisheries, you can definitely look for this program. For October 2023 intake, online application system is already open from mid-September to early October each year. And it's very unique thing about this program that if the applicants who have been unsuccessful in round 1 can apply again in round 2 from late Jan to mid-Feb. And if they wish to do apply for the second intake, they can apply from late Jan to mid-Feb. For more information, please take a screenshot of this page and scan the QR code. Okay, so preparation for application to graduate school. So just like any other universities in Japan, for applying to the graduate school at the University of Tokyo, you will required to have a research plan or proposal. So firstly, you'll have to prepare the research plan, and then you'll have to find the professor who specialize in your field of interest and contact them. Send them a letter of recommendation from your current or prior academic advisor, and obtain their permission before enrolling into their laboratory. So after the conversation with the professor, once you're sure this is the right program, you can submit the application form, including the required documents. Okay, about the internship programs, the University of Tokyo have various short-term and non-degree programs provided in English that are taught by top-class professors and are available to highly motivated students from all over the world. So many of these programs are open to students of partner universities of Tokyo Global Alliance. And in this, we accept undergraduate or postgraduates as well. So today, I'll explain about these two internship programs offered by Tokyo. So the U-Trip is one of the research internship program basically for undergraduate students who have a keen interest in pursuing the postgraduate degree in natural sciences, subjects like physics, astronomy, earth and planetary science, or related fields. And the UTSIP Kashiwa provides hands-on research internship opportunities in the field of natural science and social science. So this is a 6-week summer program for academically motivated undergraduate students. And there are so many other short-term programs for undergraduates and postgraduates. I cannot explain every program as we have a limited time for the presentation. So just for now, you can take a screenshot or scan this QR code to learn more about short-term internship programs in a university. I'll also share the details in the chat box later after my presentation for you. Okay, about the admission and tuition fees. Our university hopes that our students will enjoy successful learning and a fruitful campus life and an ideal career path after the graduation. So for this purpose, our university provides full support to students, including scholarship and tuition exemptions. The admission fees is paid one time only at the time of admission, and the tuition payments are made in 6-month amounts twice a year. So the total cost of undergraduate and master's course will be approx 5 to 6 lakhs Indian rupees. And if you're interested in School of Law, it will cost around 7 lakhs Indian rupees for a complete course. So about the scholarship, the most important part. A variety of scholarships are available for students who wish to study in Japan, although many of them are provided by the external entities, and there are some scholarships awarded directly by the University of Tokyo. So some scholarships you can apply prior to the arrival in Japan, while others you can apply after arrival in Japan. For MEC scholarships, you can apply through the Embassy of Japan in India. For university recommendation, you can apply at the time of application. The second is honor scholarship. This scholarship is basically for privately financed students. So you can apply to the university in which you are enrolling in. And there are various study exchange support programs. You can apply through your current school of home country. And for local government and private organization scholarships, you can apply through the university in which you are enrolling in. And the University of Tokyo Special Fellowship for International Students. You can apply through the relevant section of International Office of Graduate School. So yeah, that's all from my side today. We have a variety of graduate programs in various disciplines. So kindly please feel free to contact us for further information. We would be very happy to assist you. You can take a picture of our contact address, or I'll also be sharing the details in the chat box later after my presentation. Additionally, we are very active on social media as well. So you can follow our Facebook page and Instagram page to get updates regarding study and work in Japan related information. Thank you very much for your interest and attention. I hope my presentation will be able to provide you with a valuable and fruitful information in such a short period of time. I wish you all the best for your future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sakshi. That was quite, informative, and I hope the students has got some idea about what University of Tokyo has to offer. Thank you so much for that. We do have some time, so maybe we can take just 1 or 2 questions if you're okay. Sakshi-san.
Hi, Sakshi-san. Actually, I have we have a visitor in our office today, so yeah. So you can proceed with the next presentation.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sakshi-san. Great. So can we have the agenda slide now? Thank you so much, Koji-san. So let's move on with the last presentation, which is Kyoto University of Advanced Science, or QUAS, formerly known as Kyoto Gakuen University, which is a private university located in Kyoto, Japan. Originally, it was founded as a trade school in 1925 and incorporated in 1969. QUAS features an engineering program with close ties to its manufacturing industries in a country that is globally acclaimed for its engineering ingenuity. The QUAS Faculty of Engineering represents an all-English model for engineering education in Japan. And today, to represent Kyoto University of Advanced Science, we have Mr. Takeda, who will give us the information on the university in detail. Thank you so much, Mr. Takeda.
Hello, Sakshi-san. Thank you very much for your kind introduction of the Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Hello, my name is Kiyoshi Takeda. I work as a director of the international office at KUS. I'm so pleased to introduce our all new and exciting engineering programs that is conducted entirely in an English language, not in a Japanese language. So that you don't have to be concerned about your language and Japanese language proficiency when you apply for KUS. Again, this is an international engineering programs completely taught in English language by a team of international professors. And this is the for the benefits of international students like you today. Let me start sharing the screen with you now. Okay. Right. So today I'd like to cover agenda as follows: Waikato, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, and first also I'd like to invite one of our current engineering students at KUS, Abir Adishin, and so that he can talk about his own experience as a engineering students at KUS in the middle. So why Japan? Why engineering school in Japan now? To make a long story short, skilled engineers are in great demands in Japan. By 2030, as you see on the slide, it's being projected there will be as many as 90,000 too few engineers in Japan. In other words, first-class Japanese, world-class and first-class Japanese technology firms and manufacturers always look out for qualified engineers to fill this employment gap. That's the reason, the main reason why I'd recommend you to consider Japan as your college destination and come to Japan, complete engineering program to become full-fledged engineers to start working for Japanese companies because of this. Let me talk about our beautiful city, Kyoto, which is actually one of the most beautiful cities in the world, not only in Asia, because Kyoto was the capital of Japan for 1,000 years. So if you come to our city, you see all these beautiful shrines and temples, literally on a daily basis. And not only that, Kyoto is the hub. It's important to understand Kyoto is the hub of international technology firms. The best example, Nintendo, that produces Animal Crossing and Mario's, all these internationally famous gaming platforms. And that company actually headquartered in Kyoto. Not only Nintendo, but there are also many other internationally famous technology firms headquartered in Kyoto. Why this is important? Because as engineers, these great companies can be your future job opportunity after graduation from our engineering school. Let me talk a little bit about our university, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, KUAS for short. It started in 1969. It's Japanese government accredited private university, means any degree that you earn at KUS can be transferred to any institutions around the world, whether in the UK, in the US, anywhere in the world. And it's located in Kyoto Prefecture. By the way, for those who are not familiar with the map of Japan, just to take a look at the map on the right-hand side in green, and you see Kyoto is conveniently located in the middle of Japan with a great access to major cities like Osaka, Tokyo. Coming back to the box, and it has 3,600 students and offers programs and 5 faculties, including a brand new faculty of engineering I'm talking about. If I speak specifically about the number of international students at KUS engineering schools, I'm so proud to share with you these numbers. 2021, last year, we only had 3 students, Indian students enrolling on our programs last year, 2021. But this September, the number shot up to as many as 10, including 2 female students at our engineering schools. So you can be encouraged to apply for KUS, whether you are male students or female students, because we already had many Indian students who chose to come to KUS engineering schools for their studies, also for their future career. One of them, Abhiraj Singh, who is now standby to talk about his own experience as an KUS engineering school student. He achieved more than 93% at the CBSE And because that he was offered in many places at many prestigious universities around the world, but he chose to come to KUS and, to do his engineering program. Yeah, we are here to, or what he has to say about this choice later. By the way, he went to a DPS, which is one of the most prestigious public high school in India, just for your information. And also we have Nishita Ranadevi. She was Indian American, and she was such an academically highly talented student. And she was offered 100% tuition reduction up to 4 years in the form of tuition reduction, I mean a scholarship. She was offered scholarships by KUS in the form of tuition reduction up to 4 years. Okay. What we do on our engineering programs is the mechanical electrical system engineering. To make a longer story short, our program is very unique to the extent that you can learn computing and data processing and mechanical engineering, also electrical engineering in combination, without having to give up any one of them, which makes our schools very unique, even in a world educational context. So if you're interested in computer science, you can still learn about mechanical engineering, also electrical engineering. Also, if you are interested in electrical engineering, but at the same time, you can learn about the computer and computer data processing. And after graduation, our graduates are most likely to develop the end products like this. Robots are, for example, robots are controlled by artificial intelligence. Could be drones that is more sophisticated than current drones. Maybe more energy efficient electric cars. Because as a lot of people are now very busy switching to electric cars over environmental awareness. Okay, so our current students surveyed by our international office, they chose KUS either their first choice or second choice. Because they chose our KUS engineering school over other universities, over other traditional engineering schools, because they like the uniqueness of our engineering program. So to talk about our experience, to talk more about our engineering programs in details. Let me introduce Mr. Shin Abduraji. He will be talking in details about his own experience as a student, as a current engineering student at KUS.
Thank you very much, Takeda Sensei, for this introduction to our university right. So hello everyone, and my name is Abhiraj Singh, and I'm currently second year undergraduate student in the Faculty of Engineering. And first of all, I would like to say I'm really glad to see you all here attending this session. And I'm glad to see your interest in Japan and especially KUS. So basically today I would be telling you about my journey and my experience from an ordinary engineering aspirant to currently a proud student at KUAS. So the main things that I would be covering through my brief presentation would be, first of all, why I chose Japan. Then further that how did I further build up connection with Japan and got inclined towards it. Then why did I choose KUAS? And at last, how has my experience been currently till here? All right, so let me share my screen. Right, so yeah, so let me start by telling you like why I chose Japan and what is so great about Japan. So as we know, Japan, it's first of all, technologically advanced, developed country with deep-rooted heritage. Now, this first and foremost point that this is a very rare combination to find these days. So just all that we know so far about the technological advancement, how Japan has been pioneering on the technological resources for decades, it is not just limited till there, but also it is very passionately and deeply connected with its heritage and culture. And having been living long enough here, I can say that this is not just something that to showcase, but this is like deeply possessed by the Japanese people itself, themselves, the kindness, the warmth when you have conversation with them, like I have with my classmates, and the welcoming feeling that I feel around them, the security, that's just really admiring. Moving on to another important thing is like the high per capita income of Japan, which opens a land of opportunities for the youth. So like we know about Japan, it's like the manufacturing hub for many of the famous MNCs. So like there are many to name like Toyota, Hitachi, Nidec, and Panasonic, and so on. And last but not the least is that it is the one of the safest countries in the world. Now, like as a bachelor student, I would like to say that safety is equally important to the academics and the the entire job opportunities hunt that we all aspire for. And like I can say, due to this COVID restrictions, like I came to the university at last in April. So unfortunately, due to COVID, my first semester had to be online. And my parents actually could not accompany me through my journey till here. So, but I would like to say I was like, me as well as my parents were like very relieved, because we knew that Japan is like the safest countries, and I did have a very smooth journey till here. Then moving on to how I further got inclined towards Japan and after all pursuing my education here. So initially, like I told you, I have always been an engineering aspirant, and particularly cars. So automotive engineering is what I like really like to pursue. Then since childhood, being as a passive listener in discussions, and always knew that Japan has been the famous hub for the famous automotive industry, like just I named Toyota, Honda, Suzuki, etc. So this like had always initially, had my inclination. I developed the slightest inclination towards Japan and knowing more about it. Then like from one event to other, in sixth class, yeah, that's right, yeah, in sixth class I had this opportunity to learn Japanese as my third language. So that's when I started learning Japanese through my school life. And from there, it was not just the language, but I further learned about the culture and the heritage of Japan from there. So being participating in the this events that organized by, like we have like Japan Foundations and Mosai organizations in India, which promote the Japanese culture and all. So I was like really interested towards that area, and I had gained like very much. I was really enriched by the knowledge. Then after all this, like in April 2019, I was at last given an opportunity to represent India in the student exchange program, which was organized by Hakuho Foundation. So through that, I visited Tokyo and Kyoto then. And I would like to say that all that I had learned so far and all the expectations that I had, I couldn't not only see them coming true, but I further developed admiration by, by actually conversing with Japanese people. So like I said, they're not only welcoming and polite towards themselves, but also to everyone. Now that after that, I was like really impressed, and I had developed this mindset that I should try pursuing my higher education there. Having mentioned that blend of rich culture and technology, in addition to that, is more another important thing about education is the approach, how to approach towards education. And like here, it's not just the book smart knowledge, but the more research based and practical approach to education is like what I personally believe is really important for us technology aspirants. Then further, like coming to an international global platform would is not just about enhancing your personal specialized knowledge, but also getting to interact with people from various backgrounds and cultures also enhances your overall personality for, like further opportunities. Then coming to why I chose KUAS. So number one, that KUAS has been established under the able leadership of Mr. Shigenobu Nagamori, who is a well-known philanthropist and industrialist of Japan. And he's currently the chairman of Nidec Corporation, which is one of the famous motor manufacturing companies, not only in Japan, but around the world. Then further is the approach to education, like I said, at KUAS. So mainly like concerning to the academia, my two major impressions and like what I was impressed about was number one, the curricula. So the curricula is not just, what we find at the present existing universities about, that traditional mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer science, that stuff. But here the curriculum is actually a combination of mechanical and electronics engineering, which is now more commonly known as mechatronics engineering. And this, I believe, is, well, as you can see around with the coming of revolution of EV technology and related fields, mechatronics engineering would be like a very demanding branch in coming future. Just like we have the craze for computer science these days, this would be the next coming branch. Then in addition to the curricula is the unique capstone project. So let me just brief about this project is that this is what students get introduced to in their third and fourth year. So basically in third year, they actually start with the pre-capstone project, and in the fourth year, they actually finally continue with it. And what this basically is that students get into small groups and they are assigned with a problem statement from the company itself. And that is where they have to work on their entire problem statement. And at last, in which their graduation, their presentation is kind of thing. So which they present to the company itself. And so this, I feel, is like a really practical, and it's a wonderful opportunity to learn at such a practical scale. And this is like the best opportunity that I feel that is where you can apply your knowledge of whatever you have learned so far. Then another important thing is that KUAS has a high professional approach and a very systematic, well-defined processes. So like I said, that unfortunately my first semester had to be online, but like besides like through the entire remote communication thing, like all processes, like all the formalities that had to be done, they were like so clearly inform to the students, and the process, like all the processes, not just about the entire formality thing, but even through the courses, like all the processes that were conducted so smoothly, that which I feel that is equally important as the curricula or the practical opportunities that universities give. These things are actually important to have an overall smooth university life. Then last but not least, that it's an all English program. So like Japan, as we know, there is like what we feel is that there's this language barrier, and there are like still, the very undergraduate programs which are not available in English, but at here it's an all English program, which is a kind of a relief for those who would be starting on their Japanese language ability from scratch. So coming to my experience till now at KUAS, so like I had already, like I covered like most of the points, that it's the well-structured curricula and the smooth structure of all the processes that we go through. And then is the experienced faculty. On here, I would like to actually share an anecdote. So it was basically, I had that routine day, and I had this doubt in, I think, mechanics here, if I remember. Then, so I just approached the professor, and so not just by giving his time, I was like very intrigued by his specialization, which is of nanoscience. And I was like, I had always heard of this term, but I never really got an opportunity to understand it in detail, that what's it's about. So with this doubt that I had gone with, I just asked him randomly about the specialization, if he could help me with learning more about it. And by giving his valuable time, he explained it so well that currently I feel really motivated to learn more about that stuff, and I'm really waiting for the subsequent years where I would get opportunity to actually participate in those lab opportunities. Then, in addition to the curriculum and faculty members, the facilities on campus like labs, library, and others, they are just amazing and convenient. So like the laboratories, like I said, the faculty members come from a variety of research backgrounds, and accordingly we have the respective laboratories. In addition to which, through the project stuff, students, not just the graduate school, but also the undergraduate members get an opportunity to explore in the lab themselves, to carry out projects among themselves, which I feel once again is like very practical approach to understanding and like whatever, to actually apply whatever we have been and would be learning in our educational journey here. And of course, not just this academic stuff, but the co-curricular activities are equally motivating here. So it's among students as well, like especially we are very motivated to organize this stuff on various festivals, and the faculty members as well as and of course the international office and all those members really motivate us and encourage us to carry out these platforms where we get to interact with among our batchmates and also other department members. So to conclude, so as you have seen, like I told you, I have been a very passionate and curious and aspirant to achieve high in life, and KUAS has been providing me plenty of opportunities to showcase my abilities and to learn more. And it would be like to talk about my academic goals, it would be like really soon for me to decide like what I plan to do after graduation. But definitely I would like to, after graduating from this reputed university, I would like to continue my passion to join a very global brand. So here I conclude my presentation. thank you very much. And I would like to pass the podium back to Takeda Sensei.
Thank you. So before before we wrap up our presentations, just a few things to share with you. Our application timelines, our early entry windows opens in just 1 week away from October 3rd. And we also have a regular entry that will start on December 1st, just for your information. And we do have a very strong scholarship programs for highly qualified students in the form of a tuition reduction by 50%, 100%. It's all depends on the academic credentials that you may, and also international. Okay. So I think that we are running out of time. If you are interested, then I pause here, and you can, so that you can take a screenshot of our contact details. KUS Admission Office. Here is the email details that you can use to contact us directly, and a phone number and Instagram details, and then you can take a snapshot of this in order to reach out to us at your convenience. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your kind attention. We all hope that we can see you in person as our engineering students soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Takeda-san and Abhiraj, for their wonderful presentation. I think our students really got an insight from Abhiraj, especially because since he's the current Indian student studying at QUAS. So I think that was quite informative and very helpful. And thank you so much for motivating the students, Abhiraj and Takeda-san. So we can move on with the Q&A session. So I can hardly see questions on Q&A portal. I'm wondering why. However, I do have few questions for you. So maybe our students might be interested to ask those kind of questions, maybe to Abhiraj first, since he's the current student, Indian student living in Japan. So Abhiraj, could you explain, like maybe, can you explain your one day? How do you spend your one day at QUAS? So what is it like? It's like for you, like when you spend like your day with the professors or your friends or your part-time job. So can you explain that in detail?
To keep it like to just brief it up, like no doubt each day is quite busy, like during the semester life. However, well, like after like through the lectures, like it's not that stressful, it's busy but not stressful, like you can enjoy the stuff. So like after the lectures, and especially like during the lectures also, interacting with professors, and not just about the current syllabus, but also like besides that, it's enjoyable like during the lecture times. And after that, like usually spending time with friends by going around, like Takeda Sensei like said, that Kyoto is a wonderful place to be in, and as a student life there are a lot of things to do here. So like the nature, of course, the beauty. So just go for evening, have strolls, and further, like I eagerly wait for weekends where you get to explore the heritage sites like museums and shrines, temples, and other tourist spots like the bamboo forest, the famous bamboo forest, like which is very near to our university actually. So these are like recreational activities that we do among our students, just to and have a lively interaction with each other. And then of course, like to further enjoying spending time in the laboratories during the project work with colleagues and all. So and of course the seniors are also part of it, so you actually get to learn from there. And of course the library has now become a second home. to actually catch up with all the stuff. So that's mainly and busy yet enjoyable day at KUS for me.
Thank you so much, Abhiraj. Yeah, like I could also remember my days when I was back in my university. So yeah, the time flies very fast, and I think that one day for you brings out a lot of experience, and you get to learn daily with with the
Indeed.
international environment around you.
Mhm.
So I think that's quite positive part about Japan. Thank you so much for that. Moving on to our academic questions. So Takeda-san, I would like to ask you. Our students are very much also interested in doing master's program as well. So by any chance, QUAS has any master's program in engineering?
Yeah, definitely. We offer programs at the postgraduate levels and also PhD, master's degree. If you're interested, you are more than welcome to apply for KUS. Again, starting on October 3rd, which is our application timeline, application period for postgraduate programs.
Okay, I think we have one question on Q&A portal. So the student wants to know if there is an option available for MSc Biosciences. I think the student wants to pursue the higher studies in that. So does QUAS provides MSc in Biosciences?
Very unfortunately, we only offer programs at KUS engineering schools, not bioscience department. Top, yeah, very unfortunately.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much, Takeda-san. One more question. So a student wants to know the diploma in engineering. So I think he or she wants to know what are the eligibility to apply. I think the student has done diploma in engineering back, I think from India, and wants to apply for QUAS. So are there any programs that you would like to, recommend that student? And if yes, and what can be the eligibility criteria for the same?
I think there are two questions in that statement. One is eligible for diploma. Yes, I would say yes, but to make sure that before applying, he or she can send us an initial screen for eligibility to be on the safe side. I'd highly recommend it. Before apply that they do that, make sure to do an initial screening with our international team, admissions office team, and send us a resume, everything. And the other questions I need to refer to, we don't take any transfer students actually. Let's say from the first year to the third year, and then maybe straight into our second year programs. And we don't do that for transfer purposes because of the uniqueness of our programs. So I'd recommend, even if he or she has a diploma, if they are interested in a program, I'd recommend. I recommend them, encourage them to apply for KUS and start from a program from scratch, meaning that from the first year.
Thank you so much, Takeda-san. And one last question I would like to ask is, it's not a question, basically, like a comment that I think the student wants to pursue the undergraduate courses at QUAS, the student who was asking for diploma in engineering. So I think, yes, you can do it. Like Takeda-san said, there are certain eligibility, the requirements which you need to fulfill. So yeah, maybe according to that, you may do it. Thank you so much, Takeda-san. And thank you so much, Abhiraj, for your wonderful presentations.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Thank you so much. May we have the agenda slide now?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Fuji-san. So this marks the end of our webinar. Thank you to all the panelists and attendees for participating in today's webinar. The recordings of the webinars conducted earlier are uploaded to the U Tokyo India office, and the link is also shared in the chat box, so kindly refer for that. And you can also know more about the Japanese universities in our upcoming webinars. by scanning the QR code, which is this. So please kindly scan this QR code and stay tuned for our upcoming webinars. Thank you so much.